Welcome to the People's Mic, where we give a voice to issues that all people here in Trinidad and Tobago face, as well as solutions. We must have solutions.
Must do.
And of course, joining with me, I have, it's People's Mic by Michaela Pandey, or with Michaela Pandey. Of course, she has to be here. And then I have Renata Singh here at my side. Welcome, ladies. How are you guys feeling today?
Good.
Not bad.
Christmas in the air.
Yeah.
In the air, the traffic is worse than it normally is.
Oh gosh. You know it.
But it's no matter what happens, there's something about Trinidad and Christmas that you feel it.
Yes,
you
you
go
do.
to these other countries and it has this,
Stuffy.
you know, there's
It's
a
not Trinidad.
It's not Trinidad and Tobago.
No.
There's a Trini Christmas thing about it, and
air gets
we're
very
in the
rare.
mood.
Yes, it's just very, very different. And
I think we as a people, we generally know how to celebrate.
I think we thrive on that. We thrive on things that are very cheerful. You know, people always say that we kind of like to make fun of everything and we happy-go-lucky, but I feel as though we are the type of people that see the glass as half full instead of half empty all
We're
the time.
survivors.
Correct.
We're survivors. This is how we survive. Not everybody will understand our humor.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not everybody will understand. In this woke world, we break every rule of everything we should never say.
Yes.
Ever say, ever. We say it. We can make fun of ourselves. We don't
Yeah.
take ourselves too
seriously.
seriously. And this is how we are surviving what are very difficult times now. So, you know, to Trinidad and Tobago. As we end the year.
Yes.
Yep.
As we end the year. But I,
Proud to be
Oh,
out.
proud.
but I want to go straight on to hot takes.
Sure.
And Michaela, I feel as though this is something that is
I should have
important.
bring some popcorn.
Yeah.
I feel like this is giving popcorn vibes.
You don't even know what the hot take is,
I
Renata.
feel like
She doesn't even know what the hot take is.
Six
Let's say what it is.
vibes are getting some vibes.
I'm feeling some chow vibes.
Okay, all right.
could
Let me see
clip
how
off
you
my
all feel
shoes.
after I ask.
All
what
right,
I have
ask
to
it, ask it, ask
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So this is the People's Mic.
Yes.
And therefore, one of the things that we pride ourselves in is being the voice of the people as much as we can, sharing their issues, their concerns, trying to answer some of their questions.
Of course.
There is a woman, and she's been asking a question. She went to 2 meetings, not Patriotic Front meetings, but she has had this question asked at least twice, and I think, you know, the answer for it hasn't been given, so I said, let me just throw it out to you and see if you have an answer for her question. Okay,
Ask
so
me
her
the lady question.
all right. So
Although
her
I think the
question-
whole of Trinidad and Tobago, hear the lady question.
Okay, so she wants to know about unity, the Patriotic Front's stance on unity, unifying yourselves with other political parties. I mean, we're at that point where in 2025 we are going to see a general elections being held in Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, this is something that I'm sure not just that woman wants to know, but a lot of people. So I'm going to let you take it away.
Of course. So first of all, I want to say hello to that lovely lady. Yes, I think me and everybody else, I think it was on TikTok and it was sent to me on WhatsApp, and she was asking this question. And I think on both occasions, she was simply cut down. So first of all, if she's out there, come and visit me. You can ask me directly. But thank you, Kim, for asking, because, of course, it is a People's Mic, and I'm sure she wants to know what my position is, given that she's not getting an answer from... it was a UNC meeting, and I believe it was asked to the Leader of the Opposition and Leader of the United National Congress, Mrs. Misasa. I have always said, you cannot preach unity and close doors. But people must get together for the right reasons. They must always have it's simply, you say, we get together because they create this PNM into some great big monster, which it ain't, to the extent it is beatable. But they create this thing and people have to unite. And I agree that people can speak unity, but you cannot simply get together or have an unholy alliance to win an election. It never works. History has shown that. So therefore you have to meet. And am I willing to meet? Of course. This isn't about me. This is about Trinidad and Tobago. This is about the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You meet with everybody. You speak to people. You come and have common grounds in what you believe in. I cannot tell you I know what the UNC's vision for Trinidad and Tobago is. I know what the Patriotic Front's vision is. So let us speak. And I suggest, no problem, we do. But I suggest we must do it in public. Because why should you go into a room and make some secret deal? Because I will have to ask my members and my supporters how they feel. I cannot be a dictator. I'm not a dictator. I'm not a leader that makes unilateral decisions on the spur of the moment. You ask your membership, you ask your team leaders, you ask your constituency management committees to reach out to the people how they feel about it. That's what I would do. And therefore I say, I'm not there to create or to be an obstacle. I can speak for my late father, neither was he. From 2011, he reached out to help Mrs. Bisessa. I've said this on numerous occasions. In the 2020 general elections, people from her team had reached out to me, and I told them, of course I will help you. And I told them I did not want a seat, and I didn't want a senatorship, and I didn't want a board position, and I didn't want a state brief. I wanted nothing. I wanted the betterment for my country. And the answer came back to me at about 11 or 12, I think just before the election, that the UNC and Mrs. Bisessa does not need any candidate to win. And I wasn't upset, because if a leader feels like that, I respect it. Leaders will make decisions that we all may not be happy with. You have to trust her judgment. Unfortunately, the 2020 general elections showed she was wrong. That is my answer to the lady.
Is the main reason for the choice that politicians make to not unite?
You've got to ask them. You've got to ask them. Because I'm not about not... You see, when I say unite, let me also say to you, and when my father had said it, we first and foremost are interested in uniting people. Whether or not politicians unite, if the people of Trinidad and Tobago unite and spit in one place, they'll drown them all. Doesn't matter if a politician unites. But they are so stuck up on dividing that they can only talk about when they form unholy alliances with amongst themselves. Because the division creates bases, what we call tribal politics.
Yes.
And it keeps seats, constituencies safe from each other.
So it's a matter of managing some sort of or level of control then?
Of course it is. So you will have what you call UNC safe seats. The statistics don't call, is it safe? It's safe from the PNM. And you have what you call PNM safe seats. Is it safe from the Patriotic Front? No, but it's safe from the UNC. You have at least 12 PNM constituencies where the amount of people who do not vote are more than the people who vote.
Yes.
But tribal politics work for the British. Divide and rule. And now it is working for them who are there.
So
and they have been there for a long time. Both of your leaders, both of them, one will be 80 or 81 and one will be nearing 80 in the 2030 election. So you are looking, as young people, and we are looking at young people listening. You have to be able to deal with President Irfan Ali, who's my age. We have a Grenadian Prime Minister. young fella. You have young leaders throughout the world. You have to be able to negotiate. You have to be able to command, not demand respect, as you do to your party followers. So we start where we began. What is your vision for this country? What it is that we unite together to move forward. It cannot be solely to beat the PNM. And I tell you something, people need to start to look at some statistics. Because it ain't the PNM saying that they can't be beaten. In fact, they look frightened to me. It is everybody else saying, oh, you have to unite to beat the PNM. You can't beat the PNM if you don't unite, My father beat the PNM on his own. There wasn't a coalition. It's the people that have to be ready.
Yes.
Are the people ready to unite? Are the people ready to wash this country clean? I can only do my job. I can put the Patriotic Front as a viable option. And if you say on election day, this is not what I want, that too is okay. I can live with myself. And therefore, speaking unity mustn't frighten anybody. And I say to Mrs. Bisessa, do not be afraid. Talking never harm anybody.
That woman probably, I really hope that she sees this.
I hope so too.
Yes, because...
And she can call us. If she wants to speak to me and ask me, she can call us. Our number, 288-5020. Call us.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you are accessible.
Of course.
I think that is so important in the day and age that we're living in. And you speak about it a lot, bridging that gap between the politicians and just the ordinary citizen. And I think that being accessible is
one of those ways that,
of course,
we have an office in San Fernando. We have an office in Chagonas on Murray Street, one at Twin Walls. She can come, she can call, and I'd be happy for her to ask me. I wouldn't divert the answer. I will say to her how I feel, and I'd listen to her, of course, so she can reach out at any time.
Awesome. And of course, in keeping with the Christmas theme, but very much in the character of this show, this podcast, Kimberly, we're going to do something called my Christmas wish list.
Oh, jeez. My Christmas...
Well, your Christmas wish list.
It's for some sleep.
Yeah, but it's not a normal Christmas wish list.
It not like normal gifts. It has to do with what's our wish and vision, more specifically. So for various
different things
for Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah. So the
Dear
first
Lord,
one,
have you all ever saw the show Mastermind?
I did not.
It's these questions. It's like the hardest questions on the face of the earth. And hardly anybody ever wins it. That is how I'm feeling at this moment.
This is just really and truly like the first thing that pops into your head.
That is dangerous sometimes. The first thing that pops into my head, that is why you're supposed to stop.
Think. Process for a bit.
And then speak.
Okay, fine.
All right, let me hear you.
But the first one would be opportunity for youth. If you had something that you could wish for the youth, specifically to opportunities, what would that be? Just one thing. I know there would be a whole long list.
I'm not sure I understand it.
Okay, so basically is Christmas wish list. We're doing it more in the country and things that you would love to see happen in the country.
So if I wanted to ask somebody and say that I needed a pair of shoes or needed something, I can't even ask for nothing. But anyway, go ahead. So what would I like to see happen in terms of...
opportunity for young people?
At this stage, there are absolutely none.
Yeah.
But for me, it would be jobs. It have to be jobs. Of course, we spoke in our last podcast about for them to be able to get involved in the arts and music and dance and spoken word and wonderful things. And I wish that absolutely, but definitely for a job. I think it empowers you when you're able to make your own money in an honest way. So you now start to be able to dream and then make these dreams come true. I'd like to get a car. I might need a little banger first, but I can build up because I've got a job. It gives me security, financial security, helps you so much in different things. I can start to put aside a little bit to see if one day I can own a home. My mom isn't so well that, she needs a little surgery. I'm able to give a little bit of money towards that. Yeah. And that builds you and it builds character and it gives you, financial security is important. I don't say live for the dollar, but that would just definitely, I feel so emotional by it, that youths will be able to have jobs in this country and to be able to progress and move up, the ladder and do better, and because they're the ones who are going to be taking over everything. Yes. It's their future, so absolutely it would be for them to be able to
the second one has to do with crime, the crime situation. If you could have one thing, just one, I know there are many, just one.
Yeah, it's such a broad thing, but
one thing.
Santa wrote me and said, please do not ask anything to do with crime because that list will be too long. That will be too long.
Over his pay grade or what? Huh? Is it over his pay grade? Santa.
Not even Santa. Nah, Santa could do it. Santa could do it. Santa could do it. Santa says it's just, no, that's too long. Okay. You want me to answer if it's one...
Just one thing, because I know you
that
would
I
have...
wish for that could solve
change,
it?
Yes, to change that you think will, have a positive impact.
I want young people to put down their guns.
Yeah.
I really want them to put down their guns. That would be a good start.
Yeah.
Because
a practical step as well.
A physical thing.
Yes.
To show that you put down your guns so that, and this is the kind of things I mean by unity. Yeah. And we come together and realize we all, when it comes down to the basic things, want the same things. Yeah. To live in dignity without fear. So that wish would be for the young people who, at the age of 11 and 12, and have guns. So it would be put down your guns and let's start talking a bit more love.
Yeah. And the third and last one is social and political change. What would be your...
Vote in the Patriotic Front. Hello? Hello?
You realize that's the easiest one to answer.
I love it.
Hello? We are the social change. We are humanitarian party. We are the political change. And in saying that, I say thank you to all of those who have gone and who are still here, who have given service to this country.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you've done, and we all need to move forward now.
All right, so that was the heavy thing, and I know you want to ask for your shoes. So now is the opportunity. No. If you had to wish for one thing, it could be anything. I thought you were going to say the shoes.
No, forget shoes. That's stubbornness. I can wear the same shoes every day, which I do. I would like there to be someone to be able, a chow maker.
Oh, okay.
I need speed with this.
Right.
You peel the mango, you cut up the mango. Then you have to bribe the person there. One of them is here today.
I want to use that word.
Bribe is this. Listen, wait. I had to eat some too because I want to share. I had to bribe them in that way, right? And then they had to cut it up, and then you had to go. And then they say, if you want it, go and pick the bandana yourself.
Too much
time is. So if they had, how they have roti maker.
Yes. Yeah, a chow maker.
Yeah, and I just throw in everything and that'll work.
Interesting.
If anybody would like to volunteer for the job, I'll take one of those.
Have you ever tried those chow mixes?
I am not going to say nothing about anybody's product on this thing. I like original. Let's just leave it there.
I like it original too, but if you want it fast, you should try it.
I did.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to chat a little bit about the launch of Season of Hope and the vision and heart behind that. I think it's important to highlight that here on the podcast. So just going straight into that discussion.
Of course, you're well into that campaign.
Yes, you're into the campaign by now. And I know it's 24 days.
It's 24 days. And really and truly, the thinking behind it was to get people involved on a voluntary basis
Okay.
to do simple things that didn't necessarily cost money.
Yeah.
Because we have forgotten that we can do things for others, simple things for others, which we don't have to expend a whole lot of money. And of course, we did also do something for, well, let me not take credit. My sister will be watching and she'll say something to me. The 1 year prayer of my dad's passing was on the 30th. And my sisters have taken over the Bastille Pandy Foundation. And they did a treat together with us for the St. Julian Presbyterian Primary School.
Okay.
And that was one of the loveliest things ever. The kids had never, different games and we had face painting, and children are different. They like a little something. But also with this, what we are doing and will be continuing to do is visit people who work in the protective services.
Okay.
How you're doing, it's not about politicizing things.
Yeah.
We forget that these people give up their time during this period.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, there's people give up of their time, and while we're shopping and with this and we're having a good time, they're out there protecting us. Firemen, the policemen, the army, the defense force. So it's doing little gestures of kindness, because I believe, and that was the theme behind it, because I believe we have lost that in Trinidad. Now it is so commercialized.
Yes.
Yeah.
That we don't know that the simple acts of kindness can go so far. So that's really, what it's about.
And how has the response from the general public
Well, it's been great. It's been great. We don't tell people before we go.
Okay.
I always like a little bit of fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's
And
not
I think
ab-
it's nice that people
Yeah,
That
Yes.
element of surprise.
Yeah, that element of surprise. So they don't know if they're next,
Yeah.
And the reason why we do that is it's not about showing off.
Yeah.
It's not about, how can I publicize that our
Exactly.
party is doing this? You're doing it out of the goodness of your heart. So they don't know, and you kind of pop in.
It's not for the likes.
It's not for the likes.
This is actual, real community
And
connection
compassion
you're trying
and
to-
love.
Yeah.
And what matters, and what one of the things that I realize with people is that you have no idea how much they appreciate that you've taken the time.
Yeah.
And when you get there, while you're worrying, oh my God, I'm supposed to bring this, I'm supposed to bring that, they want to give you everything.
Yeah.
You stop by a guy in the fruit store, chatting, and just a time of selfless giving and sharing and compassion and visiting an elderly home, right? Oh God, you're not going to have the money to do a campaign like this, but there are things that you can do. Spend time, play some drafts,
Yeah.
paint ladies' nails,
Yes.
comb their hair. It doesn't cost anything.
But how has
It's your
that
time.
been, connecting with people for you specifically?
Great. I love this kind of thing. I grew up with this. I have a father who's most selfless person. My mother, my grandmother, both my grandmothers, everything. In fact, my dad's mom they used to call Big Boss. She always looking after the community, and so we always had that. You go to a home. I'll give you one quick story because I know time's of the essence. I go to a home. There was this one elderly lady. She was always angry. This was a particular home. We used to just go and visit and spend time. Right? You learn a lot from them. Young people try it. And she would always be quarreling, swearing, going on. So my cousin Pam and I came up with this thing. We told her it's because her toenails are too long. Here it is, right? Mama, your toenails too long. Look at them fingernails. All the anger is there. You can't be happy. And because we too, we said, listen, we're going to do this. We clipped her toenails and her fingernails. We put a little polish on. I said, no, we cut off all the anger on this. Talk about smile and laugh and darling and this, oh God, see, waving to the people in the road and, you know, I love these things. I love people. I like being with people, and it's the simplest things in life that counts. And parents, spending some time with your kids. I know the kids are going to call with me because they really want the iPhone, but the impact is so much, so much more.
Yeah.
So it's been great. You'll have to come with me before Christmas is done. You're so busy as well.
Yeah, but we definitely do have
But
to
I
carve
love
some
I love
time
that.
out.
I love the fact that we talk a lot about community and people and stuff like that, but it's very different when you see politicians like yourselves on the ground getting to know the people that you want to represent. I think that makes such a huge difference. And
But it also makes
really,
it makes people feel seen and heard as well.
yeah, but it also, to me, is the mark of a leader. It is the mark of a leader. That's just what I think.
She wants a present.
She
wants me to ask.
I want she want the shoes.
Okay,
you know.
so let me ask y'all. What would y'all like to see? You know, this is our Us podcast for the year. I mean, for Trinidad, I mean, just in general, I know it's a very open-ended question.
I think
but
one of the things, well, at least people in my age group, stability is one of the things, and that comes with opportunity and stuff like that. I feel like the things that we were told when we were younger is no longer relevant.
Applicable,
so
yeah.
the go to school, get an education, you know,
And things
you're
will be set
guaranteed
in a
a good
particular
job.
way.
That is not really the reality that we face in this world today. And then so you get the job, and it's because you can't get a house. It's just like a frustrating situation.
you just feel that
to
you're being kicked at every level,
yeah.
and you can't do anything about it. And it doesn't matter how hard you try, because I was taught, you know, once you try and try hard enough, and our young people today are just feeling that it doesn't matter how long I try,
feels like
how
you're
hard
in
I try.
a constant fight for simple things.
Yeah.
Simple things.
Fighting for survival.
Yeah.
And you, Kim?
I think for me, it would be to bring back some. Now, I chat with my grandma quite a lot, and she's in her 80s, latter part of it. So I would ask a lot of questions about back in the day in Trinidad and like life how it was back in the day. And I know a lot of people would be like, yeah, I want to bring it back. But there was something so different about that era. My grandma was born in the 1930s. People were much more together.
Community.
Yes. The neighbor looked out for you if they saw the kids. And nowadays, I mean, I don't blame people for not correcting other people's children, because that's a whole next topic.
Yeah.
But it would just be for us to be a lot more loving, caring, compassionate.
For each other.
And it's not that we don't know how to do it, because the generations that passed.
We are the best at this, because you ask any foreigner who's ever come to Trinidad and gone to any other island or any other country, whether it be on the Western Hemisphere, Asia, anywhere, Europe, they say, best and warmest people.
Yes.
They will take the shirt off the back and give it to you.
Yes.
We say that, the people say that, they have, oh my God, I have a Trini friend, and we'll keep that Trini friend for
life.
lifetime. We are good people.
We are.
We are loving people.
I just want us to share that with each other a lot more.
Yeah.
But I know the issues that we face do make it a bit challenging, because
does.
we're all fighting to survive. So we're no longer we no longer have the time to even talk to the neighbor. A lot of us don't even know our neighbors.
That's right.
So we're caught in this kind of rat race, and part of it is just us trying to survive. But I really wish, if I had a wish, it would be for us to, you know, bring back some of those values and those things into society.
You know, sometimes there's enough for everyone here.
Yes.
So we don't have to be fighting each other. But the system is such that we only give crumbs and we make each other fight for it. So you have to fight your neighbor. If your neighbor get a house, you vex.
Yeah.
And if this happen, you vex. And if they and if they finally come, the corporation finally come to clean the drain, you're vexed if they clean by the neighbor, they should have stopped it. And we've begun, and it's survival, and it's about me, and we are not those people. Inherently, we are not those people.
No, we aren't.
So we have it in us, and that's the positive thing.
We just need to
Certainly do.
remember.
We just need to remember. And I always advise people, don't wait for someone else to do it.
Yeah.
You do it.
Agreed.
You smile.
Agreed.
Somebody smile back to you.
Exactly.
How you going?
You be the
Let's see
change
back.
you want to see.
And you know
Be the
what?
change you want to
Sometimes they
see.
may not smile back at you. They might be like, "Oh, what's going on with her? Why is she smiling
That's
that much?"
okay. I think
But
most
you know
people
what?
might
At
be a
least
bit-
I am sure they're going to remember you smiling for the entire day. They might be like, "I wonder what."
But Trini, Sawigonias, when we are there, people like to talk.
Yes.
So if they see a smile, a talk will start.
Yes.
They like that. We generations are sort of different. But if you speak to someone, we know that now with social media, our young people are a lot more shy.
Yes.
And so they don't always know how to communicate
Yes.
as good as we do. Hey boy, how you going? They may not know. But you reach out to them.
Yes.
And they will respond, you know.
Totally agree.
And this is the season to try. So that's our advice.
Right. Yes,
Try.
Try it. You
know.
you might like it.
But as we wind up this episode, I mean, it's only fitting as the last for the year.
Gosh.
What I know, right?
I know.
can't-
It's
I
so
feel quick. It was. But what are some of the plans that you have for 2025?
Because 2025 is a big one.
Yep.
2025 is a big
Patriotic
one.
front.
So we've been looking at screening candidates, these kind of things. But what will really happen in 2025 for the Patriotic Front, I think that's what you're asking me, is that we definitely have to we will be raising the level of campaigning.
Okay.
We did a lot of groundwork, and we continue to do that. And now your level of campaigning has to hit a higher pace, different. It's when you roll out a campaign, it has phases.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's going into
So I
another
mean,
phase.
that is something, a little tease there.
Yes, and it's
Something
going to be
for the
exciting.
people to look forward to.
Absolutely. And you know, I don't believe in reactive politics. People say, why are you not doing this? This one is doing it. Why are you not doing it? This one's doing it. I said, because they've all done it before and we want to do it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's
It's not a
everybody
matter
might
of right
agree.
or wrong. It's just, the conversation is just different.
It's just different.
Yes.
So there's lots to look forward to.
And
in
I'm excited
2025.
to see what is going to be happening with you and the Patriotic Front.
Yes, thank you so much.
But we have to wish people a Merry Christmas.
We got to wish them. Oh, are we going to sing?
Oh, you want to?
No.
I feel like she
Okay, all right,
wants
let's do. Ready?
What song we're singing? Wait.
Obviously, we wish you a Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Okay,
Just
okay,
that
just
we have
making
to-
sure.
No,
just
listen,
making
I'm
sure.
going to laugh at you all.
You want to sing the key you're going at?
We
wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you
You
a
look
Merry
good.
Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New
Year. Good tidings.
Oh, you're
we
enjoying this
bring
too much,
for
Ren.
you and your king. Good.
Okay.
I
Very
was
good.
going
Merry
on and
Christmas,
you
Merry
just-
Christmas,
everybody. Merry Christmas.
We love y'all. We'll see y'all probably with some more details in the new year. Lots to look forward
Absolutely.
to from the Patriotic Front. And as always, it has been a pleasure coming into your homes.
Thanks
Thanks for
inviting us.
Inviting us, and it's been positive.
Yes.
People have been enjoying looking at us,
Yes.
listening to us. So
Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you
Means
for
the
your
world to us.
support
As
so much.
Always, this is not just a three-way conversation. You are included in it as well. Feel free to drop us a line. The handles are People's Mic Podcast. We'll see you in the new year. Bye.
bye-bye.